Sports Stars of Tomorrow is presented by American Family Insurance. Your dream is out there. Go get it, and we'll protect it. Learn more at amfam.com/dream. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Pat Summerall. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to take you coast to coast and around the world of high school sports. Today, we start with a look at the highlights from some of the top games from around the area. Matt Barry has the call.
Jared Hurd talking things over with Coach Walsh, trying to figure out how to stop Keller Central's do-everything athlete, Zach Sanchez. Guyer up 7-0 in the third when the Wildcats' Dan Kottman goes unblocked. Crushes Jamari Morris for the big-time hit. That's okay because Keller Central would rather have more field to work with anyway, as Tanner Tosh sees Sanchez behind the defense, connects with him for a huge 81-yard touchdown play. Even though it was the third quarter, Sanchez just getting started. Fourth quarter, still 7 on that man. Sanchez strikes again. Zach, who plays every play on defense too, catches the wobbly pass from Tausch. Again is off to the races. 65 yards for the touchdown and a 14-7 lead. 2 minutes left as Hurd limps off the field with an injury. Mason McKnight comes in for one pass. Sees a man downfield. Unfortunately, that man is Zach Sanchez. He picks it off. Goes 85 yards for the pick six. Folks, the only thing Sanchez doesn't do is the dishes. Keller Central upsets Denton Guyer 21-14. Marcus head coach Brian Irwin going over his list of plays, hoping to find the one that will stop Allen. Standout wide receiver Andrew Rodriguez. Third quarter, the Marauders are up by 7 when Alec Morris finds that man Rodriguez for a 60-yard touchdown and tie the score. Rodriguez with 4 catches, 202 yards on the night, 28 all. 5 minutes to go now. Marcus down 3. They go for it on 4th and 1 from the 17 instead of kicking a field goal. Harvey Giddens is stuffed by the stout Allen D, and Marcus turns it over on downs. But the Marauders get it back, and with 1:40 left, Jeff Smiley breaks loose for the 26-yard touchdown. And the Marcus faithful are going nuts as they lead this one 35-31. But too much time for that Eagle offense. First, Missouri-bound Jonathan Williams picks up 10 yards. Then Morris hits Cortland Tolbert, who breaks a tackle and gets upfield with a huge gainer. And with 13 seconds remaining on the clock, Morris, the Alabama recruit, goes over the middle to Oliver Pierce in the end zone for this 16-yard game-winning touchdown. What a tremendous ball game as the Allen Eagles win this thriller 38-35 and remain undefeated on the season. Plano East quarterback Corey Wesley looking to have a huge game as the Panthers took on Flower Mound in a must-win game for both teams. East came out ready to go. Wesley fakes the handoff twice, then takes off, weaving his way through traffic. 17 yards later, reaches his destination, the end zone. 7-0 Panthers at this point. But Flower Mound would answer back as Marshall Williams hits Patrick May in the flat. May would dive in from 5 yards out. It's all tied up at 7 apiece. Now, Plano East has the luxury of having 2 playmakers, though, and playmaker number 2, Dante Taylor, got into the act in the second quarter. Takes the handoff, finds a huge hole, and is gone. Coming right at you, folks. 46-yard touchdown. Taylor with 143 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on the night. Now, Jaguars on the drive, but watch Williams get blindsided by Brandon Lee. No relation to Bruce, although he drops people like him. Williams loses the ball. Panthers fall on it. They cash in on the mistake. A couple of plays later, Wesley with a 24-yard perfect spiral that would go right into your living room if Taylor wouldn't have caught it for a touchdown first. Plano East wins at 49-28, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Let's head over to Jesuit, where the Rangers of Jesuit were sporting the camo pants on Friday night. The Rangers feature wide receiver Jake Oliver, who already had 5 touchdown grabs going into their game against Coppell. And Oliver would keep his great season going here. Here, Jack Brissett throws a beauty down the sideline to watch Oliver go up and make the grab and get a foot in bounds. Are you kidding me? Great play. What a grab by the standout there. That would lead to this. Brissett hits Garen Vandevan. Vandevan just bowls his way in from 6 yards out. And we're all tied at 21. Back come the Cowboys here. Jake Larson hands to Luke Jenner from 3 yards out. He sneaks his way into the end zone for 6. Coppell back on top. Jesuit answers when Brissett finds Oliver across the middle. He weaves his way through traffic, finds pay dirt from 15 yards out. Oliver finished with 16 grabs, 276 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's not bad. But it wouldn't be enough. Jenner finishes the Rangers off with this run right up the gut from 44 yards out. He loses the ball but did fall on it in the end zone. Jenner finished 205 yards rushed as Coppell gets the big road win in this one, 35-28 over Jesuit.
We're just getting started on today's show. Right after this, we tell you about the best game-breaking receivers in the nation. Plus, we tell you about a top linebacker in Texas and catch up with one of the speediest players in California. We'll be right back.
If you would like to contact the show, we would love to hear from you. You can send us an email to sst@prepticket.com. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Our screen name is Sports Stars TV. Sports Stars of Tomorrow is brought to you by the full-size Toyota Tundra.
We're ranking the nation's top wide receivers in this week's Toyota Top 5. At number 1 is Dorial Green Beckham of Springfield, Missouri. Green Beckham kicked off his senior season by catching an amazing 18 passes for 284 yards and 3 touchdowns. Green Beckham is still undecided on the college choice. Here's a look at the rest of the top 5. Speaking of receivers, let's head out west. In the City of Angels, this speedy wideout is a game breaker. Southern California is well known for offenses that feature a highly advanced aerial attack. Warm weather year-round and an endless supply of athletes makes for a perfect environment to cultivate big-time players. This year, the wide receiver position is arguably the deepest in the state, and one player has thrust himself into the conversation over who's the best. One of the Golden State's top performers in the class of 2012 is Bryce Tregg. Last season, he hauled in 56 receptions for 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. Standing just 5'7" and 160 pounds, Treggs is a jitterbug who excels most in the open field. That's due in part to good lineage. He's a son of Brian Tregg. When his father graduated from Cal in the early 90s, he was the school's all-time leader in receiving. With that kind of pedigree, it's not surprising that Bryce has followed in his father's footsteps.
From the time Bryce was in the womb, Brian was pretty much breeding him, and he had sights on what he wanted his son to be. The baby Layette was all sports. So at that point I knew, and then he came out and just showed such passion for just all sports, all athletics, very competitive, high intensity. It's just something that we knew he was destined for.
Basically, as soon as I was born, he had the assumption that I was going to be a football star because of his background and how great he was, and paid off greatly because he basically pushes me to be as good as he was or even better. So he teaches me the stuff that he was taught by his coaches at the collegiate and NFL level.
It's kind of nice to have a son that can kind of not follow in my footsteps, but kind of do some of the same activities that I did extracurricular growing up. We started him playing football when he was 5 years old. Started off playing flag football for about 2 years when he first turned 5 here at the local parks, and then from there he started playing Pop Warner, and we saw very own that he was pretty talented.
Like most of the great ones, Bryce excelled almost from the get-go. Despite possessing natural God-given ability, coaches are quick to point out that it's his willingness to put in the work that separates him from the pack.
He's got a lot of God-given ability. He's been fortunate to be coached by his dad, who played the position in college and in the NFL. But I've never seen a kid work 7 days a week, year-round, as hard as he does. Both in the weight room, on the football field, getting faster.
The greatest attribute and the biggest, most, pleasant thing for a coach in regards to Bryce is his work ethic. He just kills it every single day out there in the field, and it's very rare that your star players are the guys that work the hardest, and that's one of the things that he does, and it makes it easy on our coaching staff that we don't have to say, hey man, listen, we need you to pick it up just so all the other kids can see you work hard. He just does that naturally, and then it's no surprise he's as good as he is.
One of the things I learned later on in my career is being able to be focused, being able to learn the proper techniques and fundamentals at an early age for him, where I learned those fundamentals at a much later stage in my career. So one of the things I've been able to do with Bryce is being able at a young age really teach him the fundamentals and techniques that go with being an outstanding athlete.
Of course, with the success comes the inevitable recruiting process. His success in the classroom at one of the nation's premier schools has translated into offers from some of the country's top colleges. Treg's parents were adamant about finding a school that offered an academic curriculum that was on par with the athletic program. St. John Bosco of Bellflower, California, has proven to be the perfect fit.
Bryce is a 7-day-a-week work guy. He doesn't just work, at school. He works 7 days a week, and he's tremendous in the classroom. He does a great job. He understands the importance of that. His mother's a teacher, so she understands the importance of, academics and things like that. And when you're offered, scholarships by Notre Dame, Stanford, and Cal, it tells a little bit about what you have.
Being a 4-star athlete, there are going to be a lot of college coaches calling my phone and stuff as soon as April 15 hits. So the biggest challenge for me is just going to be staying relaxed and focusing on getting my team to a CIF championship.
By far the best. It's not even close. We've got a chance to coach a lot of great players in the past, but Bryce is by far the best player I've ever coached. My number one highlight of him is the catch he made against Santa Margarita, a diving catch in the back of the end zone. It was amazing. He was getting pressed a little bit in the goal line, kind of threw a jump ball to the back pylon, and Bryce went and got it.
Bryce Treggs has earned all of the attention that he's gotten. Not many 17-year-olds have highlights and stories plastered across the internet. But despite all the attention, his feet remain planted firmly on the ground, thanks to a strong upbringing. It's time to head southwest, and we tell you about a big-time defender in Big D. It takes most of us time to figure out what we want to do in life. We try a variety of different things, do a little trial and error, and eventually we find our calling in life. For Jeremiah Chimungu, the process of figuring those things out ended as an 8th grader. That's when football took over his every thought.
Football's my life, I've been playing football since I was a freshman. I played in 8th grade, and I realized I need to play football, block the punt, running back, and ever since then I was just sick of football. So then in freshman year, I realized that my hands were as big as Paul Gasol's, and I should use them in football. So pretty much this game has been my life. Hopefully it will be the next 10, 12 years.
The 6'3", 226-pound senior is a freakish specimen and uses that body to terrorize offenses as an outside linebacker. He has received over 20 scholarship offers, but chose to play college football at Oklahoma State. Jeremiah fully expects to make an immediate impact in Stillwater.
I visited there 3 times. They see me playing early. My junior year, Coach Gunny says he see me playing early. So hopefully I go up there and do work and do what I have to do to get better.
We've reached another break in today's show, but we have a play of the week you'll have to see to believe coming up. Plus, we tell you about a resilient runner in the Rockies. A smashing debut is the focus of this week's National Play of the Week. In the season opener for St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, quarterback Max Lescano was making his first varsity start. And check out this awesome play. The defense thinks it has Lescano on the ground. However, his knee never touches as he bounces off the defender and into the end zone in this week's National Play of the Week. Let's head to the high country for a resilient runner in the Rockies. Last October, Garrett Temple thought his football days were over. The running back at Thunder Ridge High School near Denver broke his leg and had to have a steel plate inserted in his femur. Some doctors told Temple that he would never play football again, but you can never count Temple out. This fall, Temple returned to the field and rushed for 125 yards and a touchdown in his first game back. Temple went through a long rehabilitation, but never lost his love for the game of football. Now he's determined to lead Thunder Ridge to the state championship. Speaking of champions, we focus on one of the nation's best teams in this week's national ranking. Allen High School near Dallas gets as much attention for what surrounds their field than for what happens on it. Next season, Allen High School will debut the finest high school stadium in the country. Next fall, the Eagles will play on a brand new 18,000-seat stadium that costs $60 million to build. Allen certainly has a team worthy of such a palace. This fall, the Eagles are the top team in Texas. They're off to an undefeated start and recently rolled up 59 points in a victory over Northwest High School. In that game, quarterback Alex Morris threw for 326 yards and 5 touchdowns before being pulled in the second half. As for the rest of the teams in the rankings, here's a look at this week's top 10. Time for one last break. But after this, we'll tell you about a future Golden Domer in our Delivery of the Week segment.
Sports Stars of Tomorrow is presented by American Family Insurance. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it. Learn more at amfam.com/dreams.
Each week we sort through the mail truck and feature our best sent-in video in our Delivery of the Week segment. This is a DVD sent to us from Woodbury Forest, Virginia. Meet C.J. Preusse, a safety at Woodbury Forest School. He's already committed to play college football at Notre Dame. It's just about time to wrap up this week's show, but join us again next week as we search for the brightest young stars in sports. For everyone on the show, I'm Pat Summerall. Have a wonderful day.
Sports Stars of Tomorrow is brought to you in part by...
Your American dream is out there, so go get it. Dreams don't come easy. They're gonna make you work for it. So put on your work boots, fire up your laptop, pour yourself a cup of coffee, because there's gonna be some late nights. American Family Insurance is your American dream insurance. We protect your home, your car, your business, and the most valuable thing you will ever own. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
American Family Insurance.